my father retired in Albuquerque in 1970. I want to say 76, whatever. Anyway, around that time, his last duty assignment was out at Kirtland, and he did research for the Air Force.
So you're listening to a Drake TR4Cw, vintage 1977. This one is working nicely. Receive, transmit audio, getting very nice reports. And this is a nice specimen. It has a couple of scratches on it. Oop. Let's see if we can show those to you. There's one right below the RF tune control. And a little bit of marring on the top. I'll show you that in a bit. Otherwise, completely functional. Very nice radio. And we'll have a closer look at it in a minute. So in this part of the video you can see the relative size of the TR4C, in this case the TR4Cw, compared to the D104 microphone, which is in use with it and produces very, very nice audio. This is a non-amplified D104, and you bypass the amplification of the D104 to use it with the TR4, and it works just absolutely perfectly. It gives you the push to talk and everything you'd want in a modern radio, except all the modern stuff. But a very, very nice piece of gear from 1970, 77 actually. So going over the controls on the front, just quickly. This is not an instructional video, but just informational. Power on-off switch here in the volume control with the receiver gain. Notice how much gain there is. Again, the volume here is up only at not even just about 9 o'clock, and the audio levels are very, very high. So excellent audio output. There's your RF gain right back here, so you can see the RF gain.
Yeah, no problem, man. And
okay, transmit gain here, transmitter gain. Again, this is part of the tune-up procedure. Band switching. So you've got your all your bands 10 through 80, but not the WARC bands, not the additional bands that came into effect later in the 80s. The band selector here, you can see 10 meters through 80 meters. So 10 through 80 is the coverage of this radio, and it's all just the amateur bands, unless you put extra crystals in it, which this radio does not have. Your mode switch calibrator is excellent. You can pop that calibrator in, set the dial, and it just tracks beautifully with the PTO in this TR4Cw. It's amazing. Technology was excellent back then. It does drift a little bit. Certainly requires some warm-up time, but it's fairly stable, I would say. You know, comparing it with modern radios, it's ridiculously drifty, but if you look at it against another radio of this age, it would be very solid. Your RF tune controls, plate and load all work together to tune the radio for the given frequency that you've chosen. Sideband and sideband X, again for looking at the 500 Hertz position here in CW. That's the, notice it's red, and that associates with the red of the TR4Cw, meaning that the W is added to show that this radio has the 500 Hertz filter for CW, which differentiates it from the TR4C. Blanker, noise blanker, and a very effective noise blanker even compared to today's modern blankers and the algorithms they use. So that's the front controls. We're going to look at the sides and back. Okay, cabinet. Cabinet's in nice shape here. I'm going to take you around the cabinet. Top. There is some marring on the front, on the top. You can see it here. Looks like maybe some rubbing from some, maybe the speaker on the top sitting on there. And we'll come over to the other side here. Let me do that. Okay, here we are on the right side if you're sitting in the front of the radio. Right side, you've got your phone for headphones, microphone plug. And remember, this does not take 1/4-inch phone plug. It takes that strange 1/8-inch, 3/16 phone plug. Something. Uh-oh. That was the tripod falling down. No problem. Okay, anti-Vox and Vox settings. Zeroing for the S meter, and then your key plug. So not a lot of controls on here, and all pretty straightforward. Okay, this is handheld, so pardon the shaking. A little bit of that will go on. Serial number 43761. This is one of the Summer 77 radios, which is the production year for the TR4Cw. In addition, you have you have your power connection, which is the big square plug there, rectangular plug, your RF connections, and then for receiver antenna mute, if you're using this with a separate receiver, you can actually slave this and have the separate receiver like an R4C connected to it, and then you'd have components as opposed to one transceiver. And that's it for pretty much for the back.
Stations up here, 73, Silver. Okay, thanks a lot. Tell them that John on 20 meters sent you guys. That maybe they'll throw me a bone. This is Whiskey 9, India Mike Sierra, Georgia.
K6ZA, K6 Zulu Alpha. Kilo 6, Zulu Alpha.
Yeah, I heard the station was Zulu. The station was Zulu only in the call again, over.
Yeah, Kilowatt 6, Zulu America, K6ZA, QSL.
Okay, I got a 6 Zulu America, the 6 Zulu America station only, call again, please, over.
Yeah, thanks. Kilowatt 6, Zulu America, K6ZA. Name is Barry, near San Francisco. How do you copy? Go ahead.
Okay, Gary in San Francisco. There was somebody else that was trying to call me that thought I was calling them. Give me your call again, Gary. I know it's 6 Zulu Alpha. I think it's probably a Kilo 6, but give me that call again, over.
Yeah, that's Roger. Kilo 6, Zulu Alpha, K6ZA. Name is Barry, near San Francisco. Interested in how the audio sounds? It's an old TR4C. Go ahead.
Okay, very good, Gary. The TR4C, yep, that's an old one. We're going to give you a report here. 5 the treble side is definitely not bassy. The treble side, but what I've been finding is the stations that are running on the higher frequency side are actually easier to copy, much better than a lot of bass. But maybe it's, you might want to check it out, but it's a little bit on the treble side, over.
Yeah, okay, very good. Yeah, I've been told it's sharp, fairly sharp. It's a D104 microphone, so that's why. Well, you're 5x7, the conditions are terrible here on 20 meters, but thank you for taking my call here. K6ZA, good luck there.
Okay, thanks a lot, Gary. Yeah, now we got you in the clear. You actually sound very good. It's definitely on the sharp side, but boy, that really helps cut the silence. These guys running a lot of bass. It is so hard in the big pile of 73, Whiskey 9, India Mike Sierra. Check us out at QSL.com for all of our QSL information. Now I
other things that I don't use. I just give the money to support it and keep it afloat, because I think it could be a good thing, and I think it could get better there. Go ahead.
So beautiful audio. Just compared to other radios, I have to say that the Drake audio is just so mellow, and like listening to a radio station. It's clear and crisp. Not even like the newer radios. It's just so artificial sounding. It's refreshing to have this nice audio.
We got ALS 1306 here, running about 1200 watts, and that's what we're running here, solid state amp. Go ahead.
So never get tired of listening to that wonderful audio. Well, we picked a good day to listen to CW with this TR4Cw. There's a contest going on, so we can listen to the standard sideband position audio, which the normal TR4 would have, and then flipping it to the 500 Hertz position, you can hear how the 500 Hertz position cuts that signal down to the point where we can actually hear only one station. Whereas in the normal position we'd be hearing several stations at the same time. So, good example of the 500 Hertz capability of the TR4C. So there's a quick look at the TR4CW. And I hope you enjoyed the quick overview, and we'll come back and visit again. Thanks.